What's up, Summoners? King Blair here. So today we're going to be looking at the top 5 TOA hard monsters. So to save some time, I'm going to be just discussing the top 5 monsters, why they're good in TOA, and then I will show rune recommendations and why in the description. So because I want to keep this videos under 6 minutes. All right. So first let's start with number 5. So number 5, we got our big friendly mammoth Basalts. So as you see here, Basalt is right here. So let's take a look at his skills. First skill, Battle Charge. Great skill to have in TOA. Provoke, great skill to have in TOA. So what Provoke does is you attack the enemy, it provokes it, and they're forced to attack Basalt, which is going to be a very tanky monster and hard to take down, so he can soak up all that damage and keep your other monsters safe. Alright, second skill, Polar Roar. It's going to recover your whole team by his defense, so you know he's going to be tanky. He's going to recover everyone's team and buff their defense. It's to the max HP, that's not bad. And it's going to recover them and make your team healthy again, make him have better defenses so they don't die to the TOA monsters. And then his third skill, probably one of the best reasons why he's used versus all the other mammoths, Hell Stomp. It just attacks all enemies and reduces attack bar, which is probably the strongest thing that's in TOA. The reason why he's number 5 though is because while he does bring kills and provokes and the crit attack decrease bar, he's not the best at doing what he's supposed to, like attack reducing, and not exactly the best provoker, but he definitely is something you want to have on your team. So now for number 2, we're going to be taking a look at the fire region. Alright, so for the fire monsters, the next monster to have on your team, if you ever have it, number 4 monster is going to be Spectra. So why Spectra? Alright, so his first skill, you might look at it pretty basic, nothing to see here, just a regular attack speed damage. But Spectra's built fast and he has amazing base speed. Something that is going to make, no matter what runes you put in him, he's probably going to be faster than your whole team. He's going to be doing a lot of work. But what makes him good is actually, you would think it's his third skill, but it's actually his second skill. So why this is so important is because it is so hard to kill bosses in TOA hard, because they're just so tanky, and a lot of the times it's going to take you hours and hours. But Spectra makes that a lot harder with Special Assault. This just does insane amount of damage because it does it to their max HP, and you're just going to be taking bosses a lot faster and saving yourself a lot of trouble. Of course, his third skill is still great to have. It has a smaller chance to reduce the attack bar of monsters, but it's still very strong. So you just reduce their attack bar, but reduce their attack speed, which overall is going to make them go a lot slower. The reason why this skill is not as strong as others is because it's not as reliable, but it still gets the job done. It's mostly his second skill why he's used so often. His third skill is just like the cherry on a cake. It just makes him that much better. But now let's take a number 3. When we get to number 3, number 1, it's monsters that if you have, you're probably going to be using them, and your TOA hard teams are going to make your life so much easier. So number 3, we got the Wind Penguin, Math. So Math, while he doesn't have reduced attack bars, or he doesn't have any heals, he does have a provoke that heals him. And this goes up to be 100%, so 100% of the time is a very reliable provoke. You're going to be provoking big monsters you don't want attacking your other monsters, or big bosses. He's usually going to be soaking damage, healing himself, making sure your team's healthy, but that's just the basis. His first skill has a stun, which helps him out also controlling a specific monster. But the best thing why he's used so often is because he's like a mini Jameer, but more for PvE. His third skill, Wings of Wind. This is an amazing skill to have, reduces cooldowns, makes it super fast to take down monsters. Makes it great for your cooldowns, so that's why you take down monsters faster. But now let's take a look at number 2. Number 2, we're going to be looking at 2 monsters, because these 2 monsters, ideally, they do the same job, but bring completely different things to the table. So the number 2, my bad, is going to be Beretta. So Beretta, fusible monster, but amazing monster in TOA. His leader skill, you're going to be using him lead pretty much almost all the time. Most teams revolve around using a Beretta for dots. and continuous damage. So it's a great monster, you should get it right now. But why? First skill, nothing too big, just normal damage skill. Second skill, we discussed how important it is to reduce attack bar. This is a 100% reduce attack bar, something that's amazing in TOA hard. It's going to be helping you take down big bosses, but that's not the reason why he's so big. It's this skill combined with this skill. Phoenix Fury is going to take all those small monsters that are along with bosses, because they're just going to be dotted, stunned if you have Despair on him, and it's just going to dot so many dots, and it's in a pretty low cooldown, 4 turns, that it's just going to be incredibly hard for them to, they're just going to be suffering so much from this dots. Going with that idea of dots, the other monster picked for number 2 spot is the Water Homunculus. So there's different ways to build him, but ideally this is the skills you will see most people use on him for TOA. So they're going to get this other skill that attacks all monsters, freezes. This is something Beretta doesn't have, which is a chance to freeze enemies. And it's just an amazing thing to have. It just controls the map so much. Helps you so much with everything. It's not 100%, but it helps down a lot. Then most likely this skill, Icy Bullet Chain. It's going to be, as we said before, reducing attack bar is crazy strong in TOA. 30%, although it is a 50% chance to proc. That's the reason why Beretta exceeds at getting bosses down, and because of the leader skill. But this is also great for just AoE control, so if you're having problems with a lot of AoE, he's great to have. Great monster to have, not as reliable on those two things though. That's why he's the same spot with Beretta, because he also has this skill right here, which of course is going to be doing crazy amount of work, applying tons of dots, complete control. And now, last but not least, definitely not least, the number 1 TOA hard monster is my big friendly dragon, Barreta. So why is Barreta so good? You might think he doesn't really bring any dots to the table. I don't know why he's so good. Let's take a look at it. First skill, honestly, it could be a better skill. Nothing too great about that. Second skill though, this is where you start getting to why he's so strong. He can freeze most enemies, and the 60% chance almost go up to 100. It freezes, that's still like, it's good, but other monsters have AoE, freezes, and stuns. Then we get to his third skill, Absolute Zero. Reduces the attack bar of everyone to 0, and freezes the specific enemy you chose. So why is this so good? If it was just 1 or 2 skills, we've seen that other monsters have 1 or 2 of these skills, but it's the fact that he has all of them that makes him so strong. So you, like, the same reason why the water, like Poseidon, the water, I forgot his name, but the Poseidon, the reason why he's not number 1 or even on this list is because he just, you know, he doesn't have all that Beretta has. He doesn't have an AoE freeze. He does have this with a very close cooldown and applies it slow. But Beretta, the two together is what makes this monster the number 1 monster, because it's just so much control, just all the freezes, just great monster to have. That's why he's at the top. So that concludes our segment. I'll be including all the runes recommendations and why. And if you guys wanted to see my rank, currently I'm at C2, hoping to get to Guardian 1. But thanks for watching, guys, and good luck on TOA.